Pisces, it's not that hard to figure out. If they sacrificed the Earth Angel, you let them. And now, as you're healed and tenfold karma is going back on them, for them to come alive, they have to bring you alive. It's that simple, Pisces. It's not that hard, especially if you're the only one that can help them. I mean, come on. I took somebody through 2 deaths today. Or yesterday. That's what it is. Yeah, yesterday. It's just what it is. You know, that's over 40 people that you've took through multiple deaths. And it's just what it is. It's not that hard. It's not that hard to do. And if, they sacrificed the Earth Angel, then you know who it is. Great. So the only way you can be alive in their reality, they have to bring you back to life. They have to figure out a way. I don't know how they're going to do that. It's just what it is. You can't change people that are now getting tenfold karma because that's what it is, right? Isn't that what y'all are telling me? Isn't that what y'all are telling me? That's what it is. Pisces, pay attention to your dreams. Okay, well, that's basically what I just paid attention to. That's basically what I just paid attention to. It's going to go back on. We're reverse aging now that we're on our path, and they're getting tenfold karma for trying to sacrifice a human. My question is if they have an anti-human agenda, and it's already working like that on the karmics, well, then that's both sides of my toilet bowl diagram. Like the toilet's got shit all around the sides. Shit just kind of rolls from the top because Pisces is in an inner tube in the middle. It's just what it is. They sacrifice you out into the middle of the toilet. And it's what it is. I just don't think they realized that you were a Leo that could fly, like Leo rising, just fly up off of this, the center, the center of the toilet, and hit the flush, man. It ain't that hard. It's very simple to flush a planet. It's not that hard. I mean, just think the great ones, the powers that were. They didn't want to. I just saw a Dolores Cannon thing on, coming to Earth and getting over the emotions and whatnot, and they probably weren't expecting an angel to pay off all their karmic debt. And it's just what it is. I mean, now that it has invoked blessings in 3 with karma tenfold, I mean, it just takes time. It takes time for things to sprout. And if it's going back on people tenfold, well, there's your spiritual inheritance. That's what it is. It's just what it is. It's just what it is. I've got energy coming back from I don't know where every morning. Every morning I wake up, and it's just this. They tried to sacrifice you energy coming back, and it's what it is. It's an insane amount of energy for one. And it is. I mean, we're getting back the years that we've lost, that we put into the situation. It is what it is. And I mean, if they don't want humans on the planet, well, I mean, I guess that's a blessing for the planet. So there's blessing one, and then it's going to go back on them. It's going to go back on them tenfold. Well, there's your blessings in 2s. And then the rest of us can live in peace and harmony. Yeah, there you go. There's the INFJ's most prized possessions. What a manifestation. It's just what it is. Okay, I can't change. I just heard a reader say, something about fairies in Philadelphia, and I don't know about fairies and Fey blood. I mean, my mother was the Fey trap. Anyway, I don't know anything about that shit. I do know about this Leo rising Earth Angel energy, though, And if you've got the Pisces sun, well, that's raw. That's just that's a sun god, and you would have Horus and Set, or Hermes, however you want to look at it. With the Aries, Mercury, Venus energy, well, that's Hermes and Aphrodite. Okay, well, that's the lovers' union in an emperor. Well, that's the divine union they tried to stop. Hermes and Aphrodite. Pfft, come on now, that's the Sun and Venus. Oh my goodness. And then the twin Gemini moon, that's going to be the Lover's card with the Taurus. And that's the problem. See, it's the Taurus that's hidden behind the moon. They also don't want coming into union, because that's 4 quarters of protection of Hermes, Aphrodite, and then, I mean, a Gemini Taurus moon. That's going to be basically, that's your star energy. That's what Hollywood idolized, was the bull, right? And that just makes you a bull in their china shop when it comes to reading their energy as a star seed, as an earth angel, whatever those terms mean. I don't know anything about that shit. All I know about is me. I'm focusing on myself. So I mean, if it's a paranormal energy that they can't figure out, and I'm basically telling you, and it's what it is. I mean, your blessings come in 3, and karma's tenfold. And once you forgive them, you're not forgiving them for them. You're forgiving them for yourself. I agree with that. Because once I forgive them, and with infinite love and light, let them go from grounding, shielding, and flashing my divine white light, Merkaba, it does. It sends out a ripple effect. It sends that energy right back to the sender. And when I hear a reader talk about evil eyes going blind, well, it's they can't stand to see you, so the universe is obliging them. You know, we were talking today about, you know, how everybody around an individual, you know, in Julia Cannon's book Soul Speak, she talked about how the subconscious mind's only way of communicating with you is pain. It's pain. Well, once you learn the lesson, the pain goes away. Okay, well, simple enough. So if you've got, you know, they say that fear causes weight gain because you're trying to protect yourself. And then they say that, you know, anger, like strong anger, that anger causes cancer. It causes a mutation of the cells. So if you got somebody that, you know, can't believe what they're seeing, and they go blind, and then they make everyone else angry, and then they get cancer, well, that was the question. Why would everyone around the catalyst be the ones getting the cancer? Well, because they're the ones angry with that person. What you put out comes back to you. See, like me, I put out past life regressions. Yeah, I'm all for taking people through the death experience. I think it's fun. I enjoy it. And you get 5-star reviews. And you made a beautiful statement earlier. It's like you can't help them, or I mean, you can, and people resent the fact that you can help them. Okay, well, I mean, you've got people running around. I want to go home. Okay, well, I mean, where is home? Off the planet? It just means you have to go up there and figure out how you're going to come back to school. You have to. When you drop out of school, you don't get out of it. You don't get out of the karmic lessons. You don't get out of having to. You can't. It's like Dolores said. You can't skip a grade. You can't skip a grade, but you can repeat one. You can't skip a grade, but you can certainly repeat one. Well, that's a lifetime. That's another lifetime on Earth. And I mean, if you've got Earth going through all of these changes, I mean, and it's like she said, you come back with the same soul group having to learn the same lessons, and it's even harder the next time. Well, if you've got an Earth Angel that has paid all of their debt and came into union with the divine, with divine protection, well, then that basically means the rest of the soul group that you came with has to do another lifetime. And when you ascend one with the divine, well, then that's one with everything. And when you become one with everything, well, then that's lessons learned. It would seem. It would seem. It would be any if you have a. It was like Dolores said. That's the big thing, is getting over the emotions. Well, if the universe only responds to how you feel, if it only responds to how you feel, it doesn't give a shit what you say, doesn't care what you do, doesn't care what you think. It only responds to how you feel. Well, how you feel is affected by everything you think, say, and do. It affects what you feel. And if you don't think someone should be alive, well, then you're not thinking you should be alive. It just bounces back on you tenfold. I think everyone should have a past life regression. I think they should all get off the wheel of karma, but that's just me. That's just me. And that would be the thing, is if they have a strong hatred towards you, a strong jealousy towards you, well, then they're just tenfold jealous and hatred of themselves. They just hate themselves tenfold. They're just jealous of themselves tenfold. It's no big deal. All the things that they can't do that they see someone else do, it's only because they didn't do it. Simple enough. Simple enough. But I mean, it's going to be a concern, because when you have all of this raging war energy over in the 3D timeline, well, that's people basically fighting for what? Tenfold, I need to live. Tenfold, I gotta live. It's just 10-4, good buddy. 10-4, good buddy. It's just what it is. Just keep sending that shit back to them. Keep calling your energy back. Focus on your healing. Return all their intentions. Return all their intentions back to them tenfold. That's what it is. Because, I mean, if you've got a divine earth angel and a human, and they have an anti-human agenda, well, they just don't want to be here anymore. So it just goes back on them tenfold. Simple enough. Simple enough. And you forgive them. Not for themselves, but for you. Because, I mean, you get to make it, and they're out tenfold. It works beautifully, I think. I think it's a hell of a system, and definitely a big twist in the Matrix. Definitely a big twist in the Matrix. Now, are people going to like that? Well, I don't know. If they like it, it looks like it goes back on them tenfold. Yeah, if they, oh no, we have to sacrifice that person causing us to go out tenfold, and that's fine. That's fine. They're out tenfold. It's not that big a deal. It's not that big a deal. You can always like the aspect, and then you give to it, you pray for it, you heal with it and through it, and all that. I hear all that. The only way out is in, and the only way in is through. Well, that tells me that the only way out of karma is back into the wheel, and the only way in the wheel is to go through the death experience. It doesn't matter if you do past life regression or if you tenfold exit stage left. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Simple enough. Simple enough. And I mean, when you have, because y'all keep talking about, elites and da-da-da-da-da, and professionals in the medical field and whatever. And if they're wanting, they think they're greater than everyone else. So if they think they're greater than everyone else, and they're wanting, they're wanting you not to rise. They want you not to fly. Well, then chances are their planes just don't fly great distances no more. I mean, math's there. Everybody's talking about the math ain't mathing. Well, when I step back and look at it, it tenfold maths like a motherfucker. So, just what it is. Just sit back. Just sit back and watch. Tell the angels what you want and watch the magic unfold. Okay, simple enough. You want your blessings in 3 and you want the karma tenfold. Positive or negative. Doesn't matter. Lesson's a lesson. Negative attention, negative karma is negative karma. People that want attention, negative attention's attention to them. Okay, cool. They get their karmic attention. It's just what it is. Flowing right back to them in copious amounts of waves, ripples, ebbs, and flows. It's what it is. It's just what it is. I mean, every time I hear a reader say they can't figure it out, it looks to me like I just did. I don't know what they can't figure out. Is it a twist? What in the paranormal hell is going on here? Blessings in 3 and karma tenfold. Everything's a blessing. Doesn't matter what it is. Everything's a lesson. Positive or negative. You learn a positive and a negative lesson. Cool. You just got cables to jumpstart a car. All you need is a catalyst. Another car. You have cables. Positive and negative. Somebody's light's off. The light's obviously off. The car's dead. So when you hook up the angel and the demon to one car, and then you take the angel and the demon in your other hand on cables, put them to the other car, let there be light. So, once you start taking the psychic chords of positive and negative from each lesson that you've learned through the soul contracts, basically, that's what it is. It's the Uno reversal card. It's the Uno reversal card. You thank them. You thank them for the energy that they have given you because you haven't harvested. You're not taking energy from anyone else. You're putting energy out there. And when you're putting that energy out there as an opposing force, that's what it is. It's a blessing. That is a blessing. It is a blessing to give, as well as it is a blessing to receive. Well, cool. If they're giving you shit, and they're receiving shit back, okay, well, that's a blessing. That's blessing number 2. That's just blessing number 2. And then if you're continuing to heal and they're not, blessing number 3. Yeah, it's blessings in 3 and karma tenfold. It's just what it is. I can't do anything about that. There really isn't. There's nothing better than watching an energy reader trying to figure out dual polarity of an Emperor and Empress energy with Morning Star energy. Because it is. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you did that to yourself. I'm sorry you did that to yourself. It's because it's what you wanted for another, isn't it? What you want for another is what you want for yourself. And when you're able to raise your vibration as a higher frequency being, and the INFJ is obviously on a different frequency. When you throw a supernatural Pisces on top of that joker, you've got an Albert Einstein setting the vibration of the frequency that they want, and then the universe has no choice but to give you that vibrational frequency. It's not philosophy, it's physics. It's not the law of attraction, it's the law of repulsion. It's just what it is. And some people can make it through because they're an even match. They deserve the help. They don't resent the help that you're offering. They don't resent the time, effort, and energy that you put in. While you're attracting them, you're repulsing everyone else. And the easiest way to repulse everyone else is to send them karma tenfold. Simple enough. Simple enough. It's not that hard. Not that hard to figure out masculine and feminine energy. You're creating. You're conscious creators. Well, I logically can't understand that. It's because you're a left brain person. Oh, I creatively can't figure it out. It's because you're a creative person. You don't think with creative logic. The INFJ thinks with creative logic. That's why Mahatma Gandhi said, first they ignore you. Okay, well, that's a blessing. That's a blessing because we're an introvert. Then they laugh at you. Well, that's a blessing because we're comedians. Then they fight you. It's like, you're fighting the introverted comedian? You're a heckler. You're a heckler. And then you put them in your place, and it's karma tenfold you win. Ta-da! And for my next trick, the rabbit hole. And you just throw their ass down the rabbit hole. That's what it is. They don't have any class, especially not any class on blessings in 3 and karma tenfold. They can't figure that shit out. That's what it is. You'll keep getting, you have Pisces overburdened in the cards. Well, yeah, that's because every 10 doors that shut for them, that's what it is. Puts a lot of extra work on Pisces. Puts a lot of extra work on the paranormal Pisces. It does. It does. What does that mean? Job security. That shit's a blessing. It's not a burden. Come on now. That's what it is. And they were taking from Pisces. They were trying to sacrifice Pisces to take stuff. Is that true? Is that true? Well, what they wanted for another is what they want for themselves. So when it tenfold takes them out, you just walk by and pick shit up. It's just laying around. Your blessings are just everywhere. The abundance is everywhere. Maybe not water in New Mexico. There may not be an abundance of water in New Mexico because, arguing with the universe. I told the universe, I said, look, coyotes don't drink water. I said that. It's in the video. I'll put it in the video. And then the next day, one of you girls tells me there's water shortage in New Mexico. Well, that's where the coyotes are. I go right to Google. Sure enough, got a big old water shortage. Well, that's the emotional overcoming that Dolores Cannon was talking about. It's the emotional, it's going back tenfold. They didn't have any emotion in New Mexico, which is represented by water. So the universe, you can't take things away. You can't take things away from the divine. The divine finds a way to give it back to you. And you said, Pisces, you're going to get to watch their karma. Was that the karma earth angel? Is that who you're talking about? Is that the karma earth angel in the Pisces that gets to watch the sun just burn shit up? Is that what it is? Because that'd be the Pisces sun ra. That'd be the Pisces sun ra. Yeah, I mean, and I've said over and over again, you don't realize you're in tenfold karma until that last ripple hits, and usually it's la la la. We're going in the Twin Towers. It's 9/11. It's a beautiful September day. It's a beautiful September day. Oh no, a plane that can fly in existence hits the tower. Down it goes. Oh no, Mr. Bill. And then Fire Marshal Bill's there, and it's just another scene of as my stomach turns on Earth. So, it's just what it is. It's just what it is. And you would think if they could figure out that part, they could do the reality hop. Because the easiest way to shift your reality is do a 180-degree turn. If you don't like what you're looking at, turn around. Because chances are, if you're looking at tenfold karma people on the negative end, look at the other side of the cable in your hand. Because you got the cables, you have the jumper cables. It takes another car. It takes another car, another vehicle, another vessel, another robotic mechanical thing with a steering wheel. It's just what it is. Something else to drive you nuts. I'm sorry. That's what it is. Pirate walks into a bar. He's got a steering wheel in his crotch. Bartender says, Pirate, do you know you have a steering wheel in your crotch? He says, it's driving me nuts. Anyway, so as people continue to get, tenfold karma and planes fall out of the sky and cities of angels catch on fire and New Mexico runs out of water, we told you in October that there was going to be global disaster. Hell, back then it was Hurricane Milton. Right? Bastet, the Egyptian cat god of the underworld, came through in a reading and said, do not enter Gemini moon, Cool, we didn't enter the Gemini because it was the twin, it was the moon, telling the twins, telling the twin moons. That's Gemini moon and Taurus. I'm a Taurus moon Vedic. So he was talking to me. Bastet said, twin Gemini moon, do not enter. And that's what it is. They were doing the whole email shit with my, I invested in six-figure spirit. They were fucking with my foundation. I go to a funeral, and when I come back, they'd fucked with my foundation. And what do you know? They live in Florida. Hurricane Milton slams Florida. Well, what a synchronicity. Milton built my hot rod. Oh, wait, is that Jesus? No. Milton built my foundation. Jesus built my hot rod. That's what it is. That's what it is. And we told you. It's not like we didn't already say it. And I wait for you to say it before I say anything, because I've been through that shit. Anytime I use my intuition and tell someone, ego sets in. So it's a whole lot easier to let a female tarot reader destroy them first. It's just what it is. It's tenfold destruction. It's tenfold destruction. Which, as that's going that way, as the ripples go out, well, then you kind of get to move from the middle because you've cleared your path. You're clearing an energetic path. They're getting pushed 10 doors back. Well, you've got all these doors in front of you that are just kind of wide open, opportunities that have been missed. Confirmation. Opportunities that have been missed by people who didn't do the work. They got pushed 10 ripples back. 10 ripples back. And it's what it is. I mean, I would say the minute universal law was broken, or spiritual law, or jumping in someone else's Akashic records, or using voodoo to affect the finances or anything of the spiritual nature, well, that got Pisces ancestors involved. And Pisces ancestors love to learn too. They do. They do. They love to haunt shit. They love to not. Have you ever seen the Twilight Zone? Have you ever seen the Twilight Zone with the gremlin on a plane? That's a djinn. That's a djinn knocking planes out of the sky. It's just what it is. Old John Light Glow. Is that what his name was? John Light Glow. Lithglow. The third rock from the sun guy. Or Harry and the Hendersons. The Harry and the Hendersons guy. The guy that had Bigfoot. He didn't have big feet. He had Harry. Harry was a Bigfoot. Anyway. Yeah. I mean, just the fact that Pisces has to move in silence and get on YouTube and babble words that no one can truly prove wrong. Because that's the thing. That's the thing. You text a comment and it's like meant for someone else. It's not even meant for the person that chimes in. I call them freaking monkey chimes. That their brain is they've got monkey mind. It's just chatterbrain. That's what it is. It's ADHD. It's their TV keeps changing channels in the middle of the conversation. It's just what it is. Which is fine. It's just that they don't know what channel they're on when they're getting smacked with waves of karma. It's just what it is. It's vibration, frequency, and energy based on the two-slit marble quantum theory of frequencies. Because when you're sending out matter in the quantum two-slit marble experiment, you get bands or patterns, two of them. When you go down to the quantum level, atoms, tiny bits of matter, right? If you just let them go, they go out in way. If you let go and give it to God, they go out in free. But when you go to measure them, when you go to observe it, when the observer factor comes in, then it goes back to being matter. Cool. Then you just don't worry about that shit. You forgive it and let it go. As soon as you forgive it and let it go, and you're not forgiving for them. You're forgiving for yourself. Once you forgive for yourself, cool, you're enacting that quantum energy to just go out. That's what it is. Which when you break a soul contract with an earth angel that was like your blessing, which was like God's bait, God's secret weapon. Because I just saw Chosen 144 talking about, an Earth Angel and soul contracts. And I'm like, well, yeah, if the divine breaks a soul contract with you, okay, well, what does that do to your soul? Tenfold. Tenfold, good buddy. They'll figure it out. They'll figure out jumper cables and magnets. It's fucking that simple. If you can't figure out how jumper cables work with electromagnetic energy of attraction and repulsion tenfold, that's what it is. Can't do anything about that. And you're right. I mean, the INFJ, because it doesn't matter what social media platform you go to. When you look into the INFJ, there's all of these things that they can't understand why people do, and I understand exactly why people do. I'm the introvert extrovert. I'm the walking paradox that has dealt with these people where they stay clammed. They stop sharing their observations. And if you know they stop sharing their observations and you're speaking things into existence, well, then you just keep continuing to share your observations. Especially when it takes 10 doors down for them to happen. Pisces, you're 10 steps ahead of them. Well, yeah, that's an INFJ. That's the karma. You see their karma before they get it. That's what it is. When you hear a tarot reader say they threw rocks and hid hands, okay, they threw rocks, hid their hands, and tenfold karma went, but they got it 10 times worse because the individual has paid their karmic debt with near-death experiences. 3 of them, blessings and threes. Thank you for 3 extra men, universe. It's just what it is. When you hear a tarot reader say, Pisces, you're their karma. Okay, that's a karma earth angel, right? That is a blessing. Pisces, you were their blessing. Okay, that's the blessed earth angel. That's the Leo rising inside of Pisces sun. The sun shines on the moon, and Leo just kind of rises up out of that shit because the sun and the moon take care of themselves. Yeah, I mean, listen to the tarot readers. Don't listen to the one catalyst that they're talking about that is obviously seeing the sign synchronicities and omens of it. Because I mean, that would be the next question. Where is this divinely protected earth angel? This in all the cards. Where is that individual? Where is that person that they want to silence? Where is that individual? I got a microphone for him. That's what it is. That's what it is. And people are starting to see that's a very strange energy. It is paranormal INFJ energy. All of those energies that the tarot readers cannot figure out because it's 1 to 2% of the human population, only occurring 0.04% in males known as the unicorn. Some rare breed. It's a rare breed of horse in the Chinese zodiac. Anyway, it's Pegasus. Pegasus with Earth Angel wings. Simple enough. Simple enough. And you have that. You have 2 different kinds of shape shifter on your planet. You have these negative feminine shapeshifters like myself. I agree. However, if you eat a pound of butter, you're going to shapeshift. I'm sorry. They're running off of the reptilian brain. Cool. I'm running off of energetic shape shifting. They're running off of the devil inside. No faith attached to this, that, and the other. And it's what it is. I mean, it's not a bad thing to have things. Don't get me wrong. But when you have everything, it's a different story. You have to appreciate, be grateful for all the things that you have. And it's when I hear, it's like Chosen 144, where he's talking about removing soul contracts. You have to get rid of everything that makes you think of that person. Well, that no longer makes them a blessing. You have to have the negative side of the cable to jumpstart the manifestation for karma. And karma is your friend. But I mean, that's the difference between having to do the work and just sitting there with your light reflecting tenfold on them just through a screen. And I do agree with Chosen One, activating your light. It's a healing Reiki light. But does it provide tenfold karma from a Leo rising energy? Because that's going to be the next phase of egos getting in the way. Because anytime you hear a reader who reads energy and they can't figure out the energy, and I basically just broke it down in a way that you can't figure out, well, then chances are the energy that the reader can't figure out and the energy I just explained to you that you can't figure out, it's the same fucking energy all across Tarotland. Ta-da! It's just what it is. It's creative logic. People are left or right-handed. They either think logically or they think creatively. When you use both sides of your brain simultaneously, split right down the middle, that is creative logic. That is a blessing. Okay, great. So it's a blessing, Emperor and Empress energy inside of a human. Cool. That's 2 blessings. And then you're able to tame. You're not creating any more karma for yourself. You have removed all of your karma. You have forgiven it all and let it go. And then they want to get back in your energy. And as they try to get back in your energy, they get mad because they can't. Cool. Anger goes back on them tenfold. Now their anger has turned into rage. Cool. Rage is going, I'm raging at this person. Cool. Well, you've got tenfold rage against the machine coming back at you. It's just what it is. I can't do anything about that. You got reader after reader talking about spiritual warrior. Your energy affects everything. Okay, great. Where are those people? I'm looking for you. If you can't leave it in the comments, oh, I'm that spiritual warrior that knows every ounce of the energy that's in those cards because I'm an energy reader. That's what it is. Energy worker, rather. The energy readers can't figure it out. Every time I go to a general now, my light triggers their demons if I can't figure this shit out. It's because it's 1 to 2% of the population, only carrying 0.04% in males. It's like a tarot reader trying to figure out Albert Einstein's theory of relativity through fucking cards. Quantum physics, Reiki, you're trying to figure out. They're trying to figure out God force energy. I had an instructor one time say, people who try to figure out spiritual phenomenon, the first thing you need to do is ask them why. Why would you possibly want to explain the miracles of the universe? It's a miracle. Accept that shit as a blessing and keep it moving. It's what it is. Accept it as the elites wanted a horror movie. We said that before Halloween. The readers are telling you they didn't, they had their chance would have been by fall. Okay, great. It goes with the seasons. That was the fall of the cabal. It was the fall of man. It was the fall of the powers that were. It was the fall of the 3D timeline. It was the dissension path. Cool. As the tide rises, all ships rise. Well, Pisces' ship came in. And while they're sinking down when you add density, fill a bathtub up halfway and then stick 5 people in it. Your tub's going to overflow, right? And put your little Pisces rubber ducky in the center and watch the rubber ducky just kind of rise up while everybody sinks to the bottom of the tub. Some people, that's what it is, causing tenfold ripples to be splashing up in their face with suds and stuff. That's what got him in this. The group bath's what got him in this problem in the first place. All right, y'all have a beautiful day.